Hey, what's going on, guys? Tony here, CCxRC, and on the bench I've got several Losi Mini-Ts, but only one of them is the 2.0 version right here, the Losi Mini-T 2.0. This little truggy is super cool, guys. Definitely is a 2.0. It's very upgraded over the originals here. We'll show you that in the video, some of the things that they've done to upgrade it. Mid-motor is one of the big upgrades, but this thing is definitely hot, and they are selling like crazy, guys. And so you'll want to get to your local hobby shops or order one up soon, because these things are not going to be around for long before they are sold out, and then you'll have to wait for the second batch of them to come in. So let's go ahead and show you why these things are so popular right now, other than just how cute they are. I mean, look at it, it's adorable. Let's do it. Give you a quick look around the box before we get this thing all the way out, and just show you what they do have on here. Shows you the different colors available on the side. This side shows some of the different option parts they can get for it, charger and all of that. But what we want to see is what is inside of here. Well, here it is out of the box, guys. Everything that you get included with it, and it is ready to run out of the box for $130. Batteries included. Here are the AAA batteries that actually go into the controller. You get a little bind plug in there, as well as a couple of tools that you need to work on it. So everything you need right in the box. It does use AAA batteries, so that's different. There's 4 AAAs included because the controller is pretty small, and so I understand, I guess, why they would use AAA batteries. They look like they might go... Whoa, check that out. That's wild. So your batteries actually go in the top. I'm actually just finding this out with you guys. I was trying to figure out where the batteries went. So we'll go ahead and put those in right now. Alright, so there's a little diagram inside here that tells you which way that they go, and we'll make sure to do it as the diagram shows. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do a controller this way. So it makes the connection right there with the radio. I wonder if that could potentially cause problems. No, it's on there pretty good. There's a little lever you have to push to slide it off, so it wouldn't just come off while you're driving. Interesting, Losi. I see what you did here. Clever. Okay, so now we figured out the controller. What does it do? On-off switch right here. You've got steering trim. I like digital buttons. Some people like knobs. The nice thing about the digital buttons is when you put this away in a bag, you can't make changes to the settings. So unless it's on, you're not making changes. So you've got throttle trims, steering trims, reverse button, and then channel 3 button. It does have a foam little grip on it, so that's nice. We like foam grips. Charging cable is going to be a USB to your balance lead for your LiPo. It gets the job done slowly, but it gets the job done. All right, so here is the manual, and it's just going to tell you how to use it. A bunch of little tips and things like that for people that are new to it. Water resistant electronics, it tells us. Some of the basic stuff about what comes in it. The dynamite battery and motor. It's got a brush motor that it comes with, and the Horizon transmitters and receivers. So let's go ahead and let's take a look. I gotta bring this in close because it's little. But it does have nice foam-filled tires. They are a race tire. They BK bar tires by Losi. And overall, the shocks and suspension feel really good for a $130 truck, again, out of the box. Now, I've seen a lot of the $100 ones, like the Dramada and stuff like that. But I don't think they had the oil-filled shocks like this. They just felt like friction. They looked oil-filled, but they were friction in the end. Body looks good, and so this is based off of their 1/10 scale 22T is what they base this off of. So it does have a mid-motor configuration. We'll get in there and look at that. So we'll take off the little body clips on here. Little Spectrum branding on there as well. All right, looking good. Everything is nicely tucked in here. We do see that it does have a metal chassis, which is an upgrade from the 1.0 for sure. The arms and stuff look quite similar to the older version, but much flatter here. And then these ones have this weird little movement to it there. That's kind of interesting. It's not a straight arm at all, so it's kind of got an interesting shape to it. I don't know what that's for, if that's for strength or why they put that little bump in there. It looks cool, that's for sure. So what do we got? We got several things going on here. Let's put it down and zoom in a little bit. So it's running EC2 plugs. Let's go ahead and get the battery out of here and take a look at that really quick. How is this put in here? So here's our charging lead for it. Okay, so there's a couple of clips on the front of it that lift up your ESC receiver combo and let you pull this out. So the Spectrum branding I see now is for the servos, the Spectrum servo. This is not kicking up very far, so the battery just kind of lifts up and out like that. It's notched even. Feels a little bit proprietary to me. It's a dynamite reaction battery, and it does have little tabs here that fit into the chassis to kind of keep it in place so it doesn't slide around. Again, it feels a little proprietary on the battery side to me that way when they do that. I'm always a fan of leaving things not proprietary and making it so it's more open market. But yeah, it's still, I mean, you can slip a lot of different style batteries in here. It's not keeping other batteries from using it. It just is helping lock it in. So that's nice. But you can fit quite a few different batteries in here. And it's running 2S power currently. And so what you're getting is a 650 milliamp hour 20C 2S battery. So that's 7.4 volts. You can get the Dynamite Dashboard app. It's saying if you scan this code with your phone, and then it's got the Horizon stuff on it. So yeah, pretty cool. It does have this tabbing in it again, which does make it click in nicely here and lock it in place. But it does make it a little bit of a proprietary system that they've made for this. But it definitely locks that battery in there, so that is cool. But again, based on the size, you could fit quite a few different batteries in here, whether like small airplane batteries or whatever they are in here. I mean, these aren't super high C ratings that this comes with anyway, so you have lots of options there. It's running a 280 brushed motor and it's 47 turn. It's a dynamite motor as well. There are upgrades that they're making for this. Something interesting that they're going to be doing actually with this is a brushless system that has the ESC built right into the motor. How cool is that? Kind of crazy. You know, there's always positives and negatives to combining things. So if your motor goes, that means that your ESC is toast as well. You got to get a whole new system. Whereas something like this where they're separated, you could lose your ESC, your motor could still be good, replace the ESC, you're back up and running. I don't know what the pricing on all that stuff's going to be, so I don't know if it's negligible or not. But it is an interesting concept, especially in these tight little bodies like this, because it allows you to maybe remove this and put your receiver up here, because you will have to have your own receiver if you do that system that's coming out, because it'll just be the ESC and the motor. And so then that'll plug directly into the battery from here, and then it'll have a plug that'll go into your receiver along with your steering. So it's interesting. It does not come with that. I'm talking about stuff that is going to be available from Losi or whoever from Horizon makes that particular motor. Maybe it'll be a Spectrum. I'm not sure. It's a 20 amp 2-in-1 ESC receiver, and this little notch here is what you use for setting whether it's a NIM battery or LiPo. So right now it's set to LiPo because it's toward the front. If you move this to the back too, it will be set up for NIM battery packs. The little bind plug area right here, and that's pretty much it. You've got your on-off switch. These are waterproof electronics, so you can go in the water with it. The servo is a Spectrum SX107 analog surface one. It's the one they use for the dig servo, it looks like, in the Capra. This little notch here that's in it makes it look just like that dig servo. All right, so what are we looking at here? Little tail coming out here is for your receiver antenna, and way better way to do that, guys, than the really tall tube sticking out of the car. Much appreciated that you did it this way. I will show you the other 1.0 version that I have that has the really tall antennas. So these are oil-filled shocks. They're adjustable. You can turn them here to adjust them. Plastic with plastic tops. You know, metal springs, so they're coilover. You do have adjustable turnbuckles with ball cups that drop on. Look nice. You have, okay, these are total dog bone drive shafts. You've got dog bones sliding around, so you've got receiver ends on both sides. And it is two-wheel drive, so only the rear is going to have drive shafts. But it is mid-motor mounted. You do have slipper adjustment here. You can pull off this little cap and you can adjust your slipper real easy like. I like that. What else? What else? What else do we have to look at? Well, again, plastic shock towers. So your adjustability up front, you've got it as well for toe in, toe out, and camber. It looks like. Got several adjustable points on this. Yeah, so this will set it in and out, and the other will adjust your toe in and out. And you have one spot on the top of these where you can move your shocks inward if you want. Same within the rear. But you also have adjustability down on the arms too, so you can actually move your shock. So for a little guy like this, they're giving you some adjustability. Even on the rear, you can adjust your shock placement and the angle that they lay down. So interesting. It's it seems much more thought out, I think, than the first one. So let's pull up the 1.0. And I've actually got two versions of the 1.0. This is my old one, really old one. Now these are the desert truck, but you can see the antenna sticking out of the top. I always hated these body clips on the back here. I did like the cage on this though. This truck body was really cool that they used to have with the cage and how it sat on there. So kind of similar system here with the combined ESC receiver unit. You can see how much smaller that receiver unit is now, but you can see here the cars are pretty much the same size as before, same dimensions. Might be just a hair shorter for this one, but this was the desert truck that I have here. But overall, they're pretty close. The first things that we see are they've changed up the chassis quite a bit. So it's much wider and it's aluminum, and there's a lot more attached from the bottom side than there were with this particular one. The arms on this are flat up front, but they're thick. I will say that they are pretty thick in comparison. It looks like these might be a little bit bigger, the turnbuckles, but they're adjustable too by sticking a pin through it as well. So you could stick something through to adjust it or to lock it up for tightening stuff down. What else? So these have plastic shock towers. Both of them do. Looks kind of similar. I mean, it's definitely changed. Placement of things is similar in some ways, except that the motor, of course, on this is in the rear instead of in the middle. So it definitely changed the way that it would handle. But yeah, I'm really excited to get this out and run it. I did order the upgrade shocks when I bought the truck, or the Truggy, and so I have the aluminum front and rear assemblies, and so it's the 314004 and the 314005, so they're different lengths for the front and rear, but these are going to be going on mine. With these, a lot of times people tend to spend a lot of money upgrading them because they're just fun, and is a little bit of money over a little bits of time, and before you know it, you've got a pretty expensive little mini truck going on. Now I've got lots of little clips all over the table here. So we're going to get this charged up for you guys, and we're going to take it around doing some jumping and stuff with it. But I'm really excited about the Mini-T coming back, and we'll have it here for you guys on the channel. Let me know what you think. I know a lot of these have been selling, so be sure to look for them quickly. If you want these as a Christmas present, you want to get them now because they are selling like hotcakes, guys. But again, let me know what you guys think of this thing. I'm super excited about it. I like the way that it looks. I like the truggy body of this one versus my desert trucks. The race tires on it, they feel really good. And so I'm super excited about this as a platform. And they're nice and small, so hobby shops can set up racetracks for them, even if they don't have enough room to do a really huge 1/10 scale buggy track or whatever, short course track. This would be a little bit easier to carve out a little corner and do a little bit of racing. So thanks for tuning in as always, guys. Have fun RCing. We'll catch you next time.